Today is day 7 of my 10-day water fast, and it has been really rewarding. First of all, I just want to say that this has been the best fast I've had thus far as opposed to all my other fastings, but I want to give you a little update on what's been going on during my fastings.
So I'm on day 3 of my fasting. Day 1 was pretty simple. I actually started day 1 in the afternoon because I had some avocados and stuff I didn't want to throw to waste, so I did finish that off. So after 12 I was pretty much done. 2 was great. I actually woke up and started focusing on the things I wanted to focus on, and took little breaks here and there. I don't find myself angry or agitated at all. I had a couple moments where my hunger would strike, like it'd be just a minute or two and my stomach would growl and I would think like, oh crap, I need to eat, but then I would remember like, no, this will pass. So it would fade pretty easily, so that's really cool. But that was just day 2. I did my normal, as far as exercise goes, I'm doing just jump ropes. I've yet to do like real yoga, and I know I want to start doing that, but I gotta breathe into it. And so day 1 and 2, I feel like I'm just taking things easy. Day 3 too, I'm just kind of creeping into what I feel like doing, as opposed to having like this, I have to wake up, I have to do this, and I have to do this. I'm allowing myself to process what is happening and kind of observe and be really aware of every moment of how I'm feeling. Yeah, this water is making a difference because it has probiotics in it since it's from a live stream, and so I feel like the water is really nourishing my cells at the moment. But we will see how day. I know I was doing jump ropes, but actually I decided to not exert my energy, so I'm not gonna do things from the bed. Today I woke up and I noticed the lightheadedness was a lot more intense, you guys.
So for day 6, it was a lot of just relaxing at home, not really doing much. I was in my bed most of the time, working on my blog website, and I did have a hard time at night, I noticed, going to sleep. I was really restless. So I was tossing and turning, but my dreams have been very vivid. So day 6, I had an incredible dream. It was so vivid, but it was a pattern in my life that got brought up to the surface, and it was also a bit of an emotional trauma that I had stored in me that got brought up to the surface. Basically, the belief system that I couldn't say no to the people that I loved in my life. And that was a huge thing for me because there's so much power in just saying no to the things that don't stand or that doesn't resonate with you. And when it comes to my mom, my dad, my sisters, it's hard to say no to them. I feel a bit guilty, and that was the issue I had when I was with my fiance. I wasn't able to say no, so I led myself into this life that ultimately broke up. But there's so much power in saying no. So when I had this dream, it was such a replica of what I had gone through. I was up at this wedding stand and I was getting married to a girl, which was really weird, and I wanted to say no, but I was paralyzed. I couldn't say no. And then my dad comes up and I was like, I need time to process this. And I started crying and weeping, and it was so heartbreaking for me. And I was just telling him I couldn't say no. I don't know how to say no. And I woke up and I remember turning around and just crying and sobbing, and not because I was sad or depressed. I was releasing this emotion that was inside of me of the whole no factor and letting it go. So that was just so rewarding. That was one of the dreams. And then for the night of day 6, so that was day 5's dream and night. The night of day 6, again, I had that restless tossing and turning, and then I had another dream, and the dream was showing me what my skills were in life. So that was actually incredible. We were all getting up to be able to show what our skills were, and I thought, I have no skills. What's gonna be my talent? I don't know. And then I remembered, oh, I know what my passion is. I know what I'm good at, and that is self-development, helping people transform, and motivational speaking. And And then I woke up. And that right there, though, was a clear indication that my soul and me were aligned. So that was really, really great. And then, so today's day 7, and I woke up, I went to the restroom, and lo and behold, I got my moon cycle. So let me just tell you a little bit about my moon cycle. I have always been irregular. So ladies, you know when you're irregular, your hormones are out of balance, you are neurotic, and you are stressed out. So I got my period on the day I was supposed to the T. I was lit up with joy because this was a clear indication to me that my hormones are completely balanced. A part of me thought I wasn't gonna get my cycle because of this fasting. I wasn't sure if I was adding stress to my body, and also because I wasn't feeling the emotional waves that some of us do feel when we're getting our cycle. There's only been 2 cycles where I was elated and I wasn't feeling these emotional battles. I know most of us ladies, we get a little neurotic and then the cycle comes and we go, oh, it's because of that. It's never because of that, and it's a great way to overlook something that's stored inside your body. Whenever you get neurotic or emotional during that time, it's because your cycle is bringing something up to the surface that either hasn't been healed or is something that you need to let go of. And that is why we get neurotic and emotional. It has nothing to do with it's because of that. No, it's because of something that's true that lays within you. And so it's really great to observe yourself during that cycle to see, do I have stored emotions I haven't released? So this cycle, I didn't have any. I know I cried in my dreams, but it wasn't like most of the time on a cycle, you cry out of nowhere because there's something stored in you. That crying was more of a releasing of these patterns and belief systems that I feel I've released, and so incredible. So it was a clear indication to me that I am 100% hormonally balanced. That is such a great thing to share. Since I was 14, that's when I got it. So for that whole span, I was like 1 month late, 3 months late, then 4, it was just a nightmare. And I was neurotic, and I am on time. It feels so good. It feels so good to be alive. And that was also another indication that I feel really healed inside. And that's like really huge for me because this journey has been such a long journey for me. And this healing process has been such a long journey for me. And to know like, oh my gosh, I feel so whole and healed inside. My past isn't haunting me. I can think about it and release it and let it go, but it's not something that I'm regretting. And one thing that came to mind during this was, you don't need validation from anyone outside of you. You need to validate yourself. And your healing journey is healing and letting go and forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself. Like sometimes we allow our past to be what we hold on to because we can't forgive ourselves for either the decisions we made or we indirectly made, right? And you need to learn to let go and forgive yourself, because until you can forgive yourself, that is when you can fully accept yourself and move forward into this new direction and breathe new life and not carry that old stuff with you. And I think that's the biggest gift about healing and fasting. Fasting allows you to just see everything under the surface, bring it up as fasting is physically healing you, it's emotionally healing you, and it's mentally healing you. So it's been incredible. Got my period today. I will say that I get winded a lot, so I have to be careful when I'm getting up. This morning I got up real fast and geez Louise, I was like blacked out standing up. I was like, I can't see anything. And I think I saw stars. I think I did. So another clear indication is that God is telling me that 10 days is good enough for me. I feel any further would maybe harm my body, and we're not trying to harm anything. Also, we're not trying to starve ourselves, and I can feel the hunger coming up. So this is not a starvation challenge. So definitely 10 days is what we're keeping. Another thing I want to mention is my tongue. this might be gross, is white, because as it's detoxing, it's purging everything up. So that's another thing that I noticed. So I love seeing all these signs of purging and letting go and releasing. So that's day 7. Stay tuned. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit subscribe if you want to know everything about my journey up to day 10 and what blooms after this journey. I'm really excited to share everything with you guys. I love everyone.